Imagine waking up on a world where the sun never sets, a world where the sky isn't blue but a deep, haunting crimson. For decades, humanity has looked at the stars and asked one simple, terrifying question. Are we alone? Well, NASA might have just found a piece of that puzzle. 137 light-years away, hiding in the darkness of space, is a planet called TOI 715b. It is a super-Earth, and it is sitting right in the middle of what scientists call the Goldilocks Zone. But is it actually a paradise or a cosmic death trap? Today, let's dive into the discovery that could change the future of the human race. To understand why scientists are losing their minds over this, we first need to understand what a super-Earth actually is. It sounds like a superhero name, but in reality, it's a category of planets that we don't have in our own solar system. TOI 715b is about 1.5 times the width of Earth. Now that might not sound like much, but because of its size and density, the gravity there would be much stronger than what you feel right now. If you weigh 70 kilograms on Earth, you would feel like a 100-kilogram giant on this new world. Every step would be a struggle. Every movement would feel like walking through thick water. But here is the real kicker. On this planet, time moves in a way that feels like science fiction. On Earth, it takes 365 days to orbit the Sun. On TOI 715b, a whole year passes in just 19 days. Imagine that. You would be celebrating your birthday every 3 weeks. This happens because the planet is incredibly close to its star. But wait, if it's that close, shouldn't the planet be a burnt, crispy rock like Mercury? Usually, yes, but TOI 715b orbits a red dwarf. These stars are smaller, cooler, and much older than our Sun. Because the star is cooler, the habitable zone, the area where liquid water can exist, is much closer to the star. This brings us to a fascinating theory. Our Sun is a middle-aged star. In about 5 billion years, it will expand and swallow the Earth. But red dwarfs? They can live for trillions of years. This means that if life exists on TOI 715b, it has had a massive head start. It has had billions of years more than us to evolve, to adapt, and perhaps to build a civilization. While we are still struggling to reach our own moon, the residents of a super-Earth might have been traveling the stars while our ancestors were still living in caves. But there is a major if in this story. Having the right temperature isn't enough. You need an atmosphere. Without air, water simply evaporates into the vacuum of space. This is where NASA's most powerful tool comes in, the James Webb Space Telescope. Currently, James Webb is pointing its golden mirrors toward this system. It is looking for chemical fingerprints. If the telescope detects oxygen, methane, or carbon dioxide, it would be the smoking gun. It would be the closest we have ever come to proving that another Earth exists. And the plot thickens. While studying TOI 715b, astronomers noticed a tiny wobble in the data. They suspect there is a second planet in this system, a smaller, Earth-sized world that might also be in the habitable zone. If this is true, we haven't just found a planet, we found a multi-world solar system where life could theoretically hop from one planet to another. It would be like having two Earths right next door to each other. But before you start packing your bags, we need to talk about the elephant in the room: distance. TOI 715b is 137 light-years away. To give you some perspective, our fastest spacecraft, Voyager 1, would take over 2 million years to get there. Even if we used laser sails, futuristic technology that travels at 20% the speed of light, it would still take 700 years. This wouldn't be a flight, it would be a generation ship journey. People would be born, live, and die on a spaceship, and only their great-great-grandchildren would see the red sky of TOI 715b. So, what does this discovery really mean for us? Is TOI 715b our plan B? Or is it just a distant mirror, showing us what Earth could have been? Maybe the search for Earth 2.0 isn't about finding a place to escape to. Maybe it's a reminder of how lucky we are to have the Earth 1.0 we live on today.